Guys, here it comes, man. Here comes the BS train. Look, man, last night, right? I'm sitting here taking care of some things at the house. I get a notification from Bleacher Report. And I guess the Lakers beat the Grizzlies by like 7 points or something. But right after that, you get this big headline that says Lakers big three scores 85, right? And I immediately just started laughing because I knew that this meant that it was some bullshit afoot. And what do I mean by that? We all know how the league markets LeBron. We all know how they lie for this man. So if LeBron James, if it was him who was the dominant player, if he had 35 points or something in this game, it wouldn't say nothing about no big three. It would just say LeBron, dominant performance over Grizzlies. The king is back. Blase, blase, blah. Whatever other tabloid they could put on there. So before even looking at anything, I already knew LeBron had to be the weakest link in this so-called big three of the Lakers. There's just no way that he was the dominant best player. So I'm like, all right, I didn't watch the game last night. Let me not be too judgy. But at the same time, I'm like, let me just go check the stats. So I go check the stats. And before I get into that, what's up with your boy Austin Reaves, man? Let's have a conversation about this dude who allegedly, when you look at this tabloid, it says Austin Reaves loved LeBron yelling at Lakers during win versus Ja Morant, Grizzlies. Did he really? Was LeBron out there yelling? So the Los Angeles Lakers ended Saturday's game against the Grizzlies, having lost 4 of the previous 5. But LeBron James was more with some forceful leadership to make sure the struggles didn't continue during the 137 to 124 victory. He was incredible leader tonight, Coach J.J. Redick said. When does J.J. Redick ever say anything but that? We all know J.J. Redick is LeBron's lackey. Like I always tell y'all, bro, like LeBron is basically Homelander, dude. He's Homelander from the boys, and this dude has an overwhelming dominance over this league and how it's marketed, how people are hired, who's hired, who gets to work here, who gets to work there. He has this. He's been having it ever since, even before he started Clutch Sports. This is why the NBA sucks. Austin Reaves also highlighted that leadership and said it was the first time I've ever heard him yell in a while. It was refreshing, to be honest. I loved it. Really, Austin. So LeBron never yells on the court. He never yells in the back. You're trying to tell me that all these videos that we see of LeBron yelling, that's just not him yelling. Are you wearing earplugs in your ear during the game so you can't hear him screaming at you all day? Because this is exactly what he does, especially when his man blows by him and scores a bucket. He's going to be yelling at you, Reaves! How can you just step up to play defense? Get out of here with this shit, bro. See, that's the one thing I don't like about the modern NBA. It's just the amount of lying that goes on the marketing side. They decided to print out and make this an article that LeBron yelled at his teammates. I didn't get to see the yelling, but apparently it was so great that we have to read an article about it. And on top of that, the Lakers' big three scored 85 points. But when you read right here, it says, Reaves, who stuffed the stat sheet with 31 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds behind 5 of 8 shooting from deep. It was part of an excellent overall performance from the Lakers' 3 go-to options, as James had 25 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals. And Luka Doncic, 29 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals. Also played well. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about, y'all. So first of all, if Luka scored 29, right, and LeBron scored 25, why is Luka's name not above LeBron's inside of this article? It should say Luka's name first, his stats, then LeBron's, right? He also had more assists than LeBron, right? He also had more rebounds than LeBron. Am I correct? So he had a better overall game, statistically speaking, than LeBron James, who gets the second line on this, and that's only because Austin Reaves scored past 30 points. We know that's why, right? This is the marketing. This is how they trick you. This is how they get people who, honestly, at this point are beyond lost. Just LeBron sycophants who are just going to worship him to the day they die. This is how they get people like that to go, see, look, my king, look what he did. Look how great he is. Now, if we go look at the stat sheet, right? Let's just go look at it. Okay. LeBron James, 25 points. Austin Reaves, 31. Luka, 29. So Luka scored 2 less points than Austin Reaves. But now let's go ahead and let's look at the field goals, right? LeBron James shot the ball 21 times and only had 25 points. Do you guys get that? Austin Reaves, who is the leading scorer in the game, only shot the ball 16 times. Luka Doncic, second leading scorer, 2 points behind Austin Reaves, right? Only shot the ball 18 times. He was 8 for 16. He was 8 for 18. Yet LeBron shot the ball 21 times and had significantly less points than Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic. And when I say significantly, Reaves touched 30 points. If you were going to shoot the ball 21 times, like Luka does a lot, he normally has about 30 to 35 points. Right? But you're the leading shooter. You shot the ball more than anybody else. This many shots could have went to Dalton Connect, who only got 2 shots. And speaking of Dalton Connect, this is what I always complain about. When LeBron is on the court, this man gets less than 5 shots a game. Every time. How are you going to develop Dalton Connect if he can't get touches unless LeBron decides to shoot the ball less, which he never does? LeBron is always the leading shot taker, shot jacker with the least amount of points, whether it's Luka Doncic or Anthony freaking Davis. And look at this abysmal ass shooting. How the fuck do you shoot the ball 21 times and only make 10 of the shots? If you're going to jack it up 21 times, 25 times, 28 times, like LeBron does on average, then you should be making more shots than you miss. Obviously. This is a bad game. You were -1 on the plus minus. Now, Reaves was a -5. So he had no business, but he only shot the ball 16 times. So I'll give that to him. But when you look at LeBron, -1, right? We already know about his weak-ass rebounds. We already know that his rebounds come basically from defensive rebounds, which you can see right here, right? And it's always with nobody else trying to get the board, everybody moving out the way to allow LeBron to get his weak-ass rebounds so he can pat his freaking stats. We already know. Free throws, 75%. That is abysmal. And you guys call him the GOAT. You guys call him the GOAT, bro. Now, luckily enough, LeBron stopped at 5 threes because he normally likes to shoot about 9 or 10 of them, right? So he stopped at 5 threes because normally he's like 2 for 10 or 2 for 8. So that saves him here. But as an overall, to only have 25 points. Oh, and luckily he only had 3 turnovers. But to only have 25 points and you shot the ball 21 times. This is why people get on LeBron James's ass. This is why people talk about him. And this is why you guys all only can respond with, wow, you're such a hater. This is a horrible game. He should not be a part of any conversation talking about Lakers' big 3 score. Because had this been Reaves, right? Had it been Reaves with this stat sheet, let's just be honest. Had that been Reaves, had that been Luka, they wouldn't have brought it up. It wouldn't be Lakers' big 3. He scored the least amount of points out of their so-called big three and shot the most shots by far. By far. Even compared to the leading scorer, Reaves, 16, he shot 5 more shots and only made 2 more than Reaves did as a total. He by far has an abysmal game and is a -1 and is always a minus on the plus-minus sheet. I can't even remember the last time LeBron was a positive. Yet this is the guy that they go out their way to try and trick you into believing he's better than what he is. And why do they do that? Because it's the big media machine. They can pour out millions of dollars to market these lies to you. And at the end of the day, you're going to fall hook, line, and sinker. Because most of you are sheep by nature. And you hate when people like us come out here and call out the BS. Why can't the world just be the fantasy that you want it to be? And that's what you guys always ask yourself. Now, real quick, what the hell is going on with John Morant, man? Right? I just saw this thing talking about the reason why he wanted his coach fired, because their coach, this is the first game they played since their coach has been fired. But he wanted his coach fired because he wasn't getting touches. Bro, Ja, I hate to tell you, bro, this team ain't really built around you no more, dude. Ever since, and I'm not trying to, I like Ja. His game is nice. I like his ferociousness, even though he talk a lot of ish. But this team really ain't built around you no more, bro. They had to figure out how to survive without you. Ever since that season that you wanted to tote Glocks and you got a 25-game suspension on your ass, right? Then you came back and it looked like you was just out of shape. People will call it a freak injury. That looked like I ain't been playing basketball and I'm hopping in mid-season injury to me. But you played 9 games that season, right? Now you coming back this season, right? And your stats are trash. And you want to say it's because you're not getting the ball? Well, bro, why would you be getting the ball? The best player on this team now is Triple J. He had to take over. And honestly, you guys' game don't really mesh well. Both of your games don't mesh well. He's clearly the best defensive player by far, and he's basically the best offensive player. Look, dude, you've regressed. You became a star in actually the moment you was drafted, you really had a good rookie season and sophomore season. You became a star your third season. You was putting up 27 points, bro. You was balling out of control. And then you spent that season and the next season in strip clubs, living your best life. And keep in mind, this was a shortened season right here. These are shortened seasons. But you came in living your best life, right? Balling. Then all of a sudden you in strip clubs, left and right. You turning the F up. You got guns on you. You living like a rock star. You really just living like you NBA YoungBoy. Now your career is going down and you want to say it's your coach's fault? It's your coach's fault that you averaging 22 points a game because he wants to take the ball out your hand? Well, maybe they don't see production with the ball in your hand, brother. Maybe they don't. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because, bro, everybody has their time and reason for this, for every season. The average NBA player, I think, plays 7 years, right? So for you to get more than that, even if you're a star, is beyond blessed. Now, you should be able to pick this up, but Ja, it might be time for you to get up out of Memphis, bro. It might be time for you to go somewhere else, or it might be time for Memphis to figure out their next move because I just don't see it, bro. Jared Jackson Jr. is clearly the star, and from what I've seen, I don't think you would even, bring a king's ransom anymore. Like, you're just so much of a liability off the court that a lot of teams wouldn't take a flyer on you and give out significant draft picks and cash for you. So I would just consider, I think the Grizzlies need to do something else with this team, bro. They spent a couple of years not making the playoffs, being horrible. They're finally a winning team. And this is my biggest complaint about them getting rid of the coach. If we go back to the, can we even go to the NBA standings here? Funny thing is, I could have made this a whole nother video. But if you look at the NBA standings, bro, the Grizzlies are the 5th seed. But if you look last year, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's wrong. 13th seed, right? And that's because you got hurt. You got hurt. So now we're expecting this team, right, to pick up the pieces from that abysmal season they had last year. You guys have had a roster overall. But remember, you were the 2nd seed when everything was all good. And now they got a roster overall, and we're expecting them to just figure everything out, and you want to say it's the coach's fault. You had your opportunity to play last year too, bro. You was only suspended for 25 games. Just my opinion, though, man. Appreciate y'all watching this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm up out of here.